Is this clever urban transport or just budget hardware with a shiny promise? Qlaway pushes the K078 and K078L as adult scooters that hit around 19 to 22 miles per hour with a 350-watt motor and roughly 281 watt-hour battery. The pitch is commuter-friendly, range quick folding, and an app that locks the scooter and tweaks settings. On paper, that is classic entry-level e-scooter territory, and the photos show a very familiar template. 8.5-inch solid tires, rear mechanical braking, a simple LED dash, and dual spring bits in the back on the L variant. The app they rely on is Vicont, which is a generic controller app used by multiple white-label scooters, not a bespoke Qlaway build, which explains the lock mode and hidden setting menus enthusiasts talk about. The important reality check is the manufacturer listing tied to the K078 name shows Huizhou Xintaiming Technology as the actual maker. So Qlaway looks like a reseller or house brand rather than a vertically integrated scooter company. That is not a crime, but it means the promise you are buying is mostly the price point and the spec sheet, not a long-standing service network or proprietary engineering. If you want a mental frame, think basic Xiaomi-style silhouette, but with off-brand electronics and a third-party app instead of a unified ecosystem. Let's put the design in context using what riders report and what the hardware can actually do. Community posts around the K078 family show people diving into the Vicont menus to remove speed caps or to unlock settings, which screams generic controller and limited official documentation. That matches what you feel in the hand, because an 8.5-inch solid tire setup and a rear drum or disc-only system is fine for smooth paths, but harsh on broken pavement and slippery in wet stops. The 281 watt-hour battery is commuter-friendly, only if your rides are flat and short, since real-world range on this power class lands closer to 10 to 14 miles for heavier riders or hills. Weight tends to hover around the low to mid-30 pounds, which is portable yet clunky on stairs. There is no established HQ storefront or service map, and I could not locate a corporate registration or a genuine brand website for Qlaway beyond marketplace footprints, which is telling. What customers do praise in general budget scooter threads is the value when the price drops hard through flash sales or bundled financing. What they knock repeatedly is app confusion, lockouts after pairing attempts, occasional DOA chargers, and the usual creaks and rattles from single stem clamps. The pattern and timing of chatter lines up with a dropship or affiliate heavy seller, rather than a brand with a help desk that picks up every time. Now the money talk, because pricing is the only reason to consider it. Listings for the same K078 model number appear across marketplaces with small name tweaks and the same images, which is classic white label behavior. When the price sits in the low to mid 200s, it is a passable campus or short hop ride if you accept cut rate support and you treat it like a disposable commuter. When the price creeps toward $350 or more, the math gets ugly fast, because you are still getting the same 350-watt hub, a small battery, and generic app quirks. Policy-wise, you depend entirely on the marketplace you buy from, not Qlaway as a brand. If you purchase through a big box marketplace, you get their return window and their card processor protections, which is your safety net. If you buy from a random micro store that resells the same SKU under a different badge, you inherit whatever refund timer they typed into their Shopify policies. No arbitration traps jumped out, but there is also no robust warranty center to call, which is its own red flag. Think of this like buying a no-name TV from a liquidation bin. Nice if it is cheap enough, but you are the warranty. Let's stack it against mainstream budget benchmarks to keep it honest. A Qlaway S2 class scooter uses the same 350-watt headline motor, 8.5-inch tires, and claims roughly 17-mile real range, with a battery around 270 watt-hours. Segway's E2 series goes a bit slower and uses a smaller 220 watt-hour pack, but brings an actual service footprint, app polish, and parts availability. Those two brands are not perfect yet. They are real companies with manuals, support channels, and consistent serials. That is the trade. With Qlaway K078, you are paying mostly for top speed claims and a low sticker, and you rely on Reddit threads and third-party stores for fixes. With Qlaway or Segway, you get slower marketing and boring spec sheets, but a much clearer support path. So is Qlaway K078 legit or scam? It is mixed. The hardware exists and riders do use it, and the manufacturer ID ties back to a real factory. The weak spot is brand provenance service and quality control variants across resellers. Worth the hype or worth the headache? If you find it under $250 and you only need flat, short rides, it can be a thrifty beater with eyes wide open. If it is priced anywhere near a Highboy S2 or an entry Segway, skip it and buy from a reputable retailer with returns and parts, because support is not optional when your entire commute rides on a $50 controller.